Hello, welcome back to another video. While I was filming this, I had a massive headache and I was just pushing through. I actually tried to make a couple videos and then I just smashed a bunch together, so yeah, it's fine. I kind of considered drawing some of our comic characters and stuff because I'm trying to get back into drawing them, and well, what I actually had been doing for a while was I wrote this little document for myself that was basically like what I would do if I had to start over. And yeah, I just thought, well, I could try to just, practice making something like that using our comic that we already have. And yeah, so I was making like reference sheets and things like that. But I haven't drawn them in so long. I think the last time I really finished a chapter was in 2023, which is very depressing, when I used to do 4 to 5 pages every single week, and I posted twice a week for a really long time, like a couple of years. There was over 200 pages in that comic that were finished, and that was halfway, very nearly. And before that, I had done a small comic that was about 52 pages, if I'm not mistaken. So it was a lot of my life there for a while. Between, well, if I talked about when I really got started and I was doing a lot of the stuff for Vinya, the voice of trees, it would have been quite a few years actually, because I think I worked on that one on and off. Just trying to figure stuff out for it for like 2 or 3 years. And mind you, it wasn't like great. I was just trying to figure it out. And it was honestly just a project that I did. My sister did the story for me. I've mentioned this a long time ago. And it was just so I could practice painting. That was the whole reason that I even did it. And I really wanted to do sequential art specifically for comics, so she gave it to me so I could practice, and I would try and lose my mojo and try again and lose my mojo. Then eventually I just sat down and decided if I was going to do it, I was going to do it, and I did. And that was, let's see, when I started it might have been 2016 or so, and then we actually did the comic in 2019 and tried to do the next one with not as much preparation in 2020, I think, if I'm remembering it correctly. And then 2023 was the last chapter that I was able to do before I was working too much, and I just couldn't keep up with it anymore, and never stopped thinking about it and feeling bad that I haven't finished it, because I really like to finish things that I start. I don't like starting them if I can't finish them, but a lot of unforeseen things kind of popped up, and now I just think about it all the time. Even though I do have it thumbnailed and boarded all the way to chapter, what was it? 9? 10? Yeah. But anyway, I had been doing that, so I started gathering things like that, just if I had a minute, just for a little bit at a time here and there. And rereading the script. This is another one that, my sister did the script for and stuff. So there are things I kind of need to get her input on. So yeah, but it was nice even to do small things like that. So I considered making this video one of me doing just some exploratory stuff for the characters in the story and things like that, and working from the references I had, but I just wasn't quite there, and my head was hurting so bad. I had to stop multiple times just to lay it down because it was making me super nauseous. So yeah, I think it was because it was raining, and I'm like very pressure sensitive. So yeah, went ahead and just started doing some figures. Some of them are from my imagination, and some of them are from reference. Most of them are from reference, I should say. So yeah, and I'm pretty out of practice still with that. I'm trying to this day to try and get myself to do more figures, and I have been drawing more, so that's a relief, at least. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why there was no traditional video. It was super dark and we were getting some rain, which I was very thankful about, but it does not do good things for videos, even though my camera is pretty good in low light. That's one of the reasons I even chose it when I bought it forever ago. My first year of work, I saved up for that sucker, and it's the first camera that I ever had that was like mine, like mine, and it worked really well. So, yeah. But, I do capture some sound in here of the rain. So hopefully you enjoy that. It's like a couple minutes. It's just a couple minutes of rain, and you can hear my brothers in the background because they've been watching Marble Kingdom like pretty much every day for a while. Last I heard they were on episode like 27 or 28, something like that. So but yeah, the rain was gorgeous to listen to. It ended shortly after I just let go of the sound because my brothers went back to really enjoying the show, which is a lot of like hollering and stuff, which is fine. It's the whole reason I really don't bother with sound when I do the digital videos. It's usually much easier not to. So, yeah. Listen to that rain. I really like listening to the rain. I prefer like thunderstorms. I really like how they sound. But we haven't had mad thunder just yet. We're not quite in our monsoon season. But yeah, lots of busy stuff, and it's crazy. And getting prepared, I had to get some stuff prepared with my license stuff. I had to do all that real ID baloney so that I can comfortably go to Canada in July. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff that I need to do before then, and we're gonna be working like all the way up to that, and then as soon as we come back, we'll be right back into it, and I'll have multiple things to do because I have my mowing job now. So, and that one's a little rough on me because it might be roughly like, you know, a day or two of like 8 or 9 hours of weed whacking, but it kind of wrecks my tendons and stuff a little bit sometimes, and I can't do anything. It will make them hurt really bad. Not every single time, but when it does it, it's pretty gnarly. So yeah, and then keeping up with the market and the business and trying to make my videos. So yeah, when I have like 2 seconds, I'm trying to just draw for me or keep up with that little thing I was doing for fun for, you know, the comic. I was actually really enjoying that, but I love doing like preparatory work, weirdly. So I like organizing things like that. And I love just, you know, sketching. Sketching, doodling feels really good. Some of these ones that I was doing with this male character, the standing one just before the one above on the left, that is where I began using some Zeet reference. So yeah, I was using that. I've had it forever, and I occasionally go through and draw a couple, but I was struggling. Like I said, I was very nauseous, and looking at a screen does not do nice things for me. But I lived through it, so I wish I could have drawn more for you, but it wasn't today. I couldn't do it. Some of those ones are really interesting. The Zeet packs. I I say packs, but obviously they're, videos. And I love stuff like that. It reminds me of the old Croquis Cafe or whatever it was. Was that what it was? I don't remember. But I liked that one because you could actually see the models moving. And I would catch myself pausing it between transitions just so that I could draw like a subtle movement or a slight shift in weight. I really like that kind of stuff. You'd think I'd be better at subtle movement and gesture because I love that kind of stuff so much, but no, I do very easily end up drawing stiff characters, and I have to go back through and restudy and loosen up just to get back to something that looks a little more lively instead of a statue. So, yeah, but that's just me. Despite feeling terrible and feeling like I wasn't doing a super great job, I still enjoyed this, and yeah, especially when it was raining. There's just something really, really nice about that. Makes me think of being at my grandpa's house, standing on his front porch and listening to rainfall on the tin roof. It's those minor happy places, So yeah, here's all the drawings. Pretty sure that's the last one I did. Oh, I lied. I did one more. Which one's this one? Oh. I remember this one. I think I was really considering ending it on the other guy. That's why. I love how powerful the leg looks in this kind of like coiled position. And the break towards the elbow after the trapezius is, not the trapezius, gosh, the tricep is super nice. Elbows in general can break up the arms so well. Yep, so there we go. That was the finished drawing. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good day or night, and bye.